Season 2, Episode 9, Week 4, College Football Recap. This is Tyler's Talking Sports. We appreciate y'all stopping by on this Monday morning. On the other side of the mic, we have my brother from another mother, Tyler Hess, and myself, Tyler Castle, talking about college sports, talking about a huge weekend just happened in college football, in the college football world. Some crazy games to cover today. And a look ahead coming up this week, what we have on this coming Saturday. So we got another great slates of games we're going to cover too. Make sure y'all tune in, follow us on Facebook, follow us on all social medias. Be sure to stay up to date. We did do our first live this past weekend, this past Saturday. We went live at 4:30. Had a great showing. Had a ton of viewers, honestly, more so than I expected on a 4:30 on a Saturday. Up to 50 comments. It's almost up to 1,000 views on the live, so we sure do appreciate that, guys. Every little bit helps. Might be a future one coming. Might be a future live coming. Might have a little surprise again.
Who knows?
Who knows? You never know what's going to happen here on Tyler's Talking Sports, but we sure do appreciate y'all. Hopefully y'all have a wonderful week. It is Monday, so start the week strong. Start strong on Monday. Give 100%.
Yep.
Every day. Show up, 100% on Monday, as the saying is, and what's it like? 50% on Tuesday, 20% on Wednesday. It just keeps going down. 100% throughout the week. But, man, you ready to kick off this episode? No?
I don't know. Maybe.
Before we dive into the local games that happened this past weekend, I want to give a shout-out to Fresh Off the Clock. Appreciate those guys. They shared our live. They're, great guys over there in West Virginia. Big Fred and Cody know what's going on, so we appreciate those guys. Shout out to them for helping us out.
Absolutely.
But man, you ready to kick us off with the local games?
Local games, man.
Oh god.
Oh my! Fumble!
Little upper decky fumble.
Golly. Can't have turnovers, man.
Can't
be having turnovers.
I just fumbled.
Yeah, man.
But fumble. Mark Sanchez. Let's go.
Oh wow, that was kind of a mouth fumble. Never seen one of those. All right, but yeah, local games this week, man. We had a big game, UVA Wise versus Catawba at home. First home game of the season for UVA Wise.
Yeah.
And, man, they got another win.
They did get another win. We called this one, didn't miss it by much. Wise wins this one 31-28 with Jordan Crabtree hitting the winning field goal for
Jordan.
It's about 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the fourth, so the defense held on to hold Catawba off.
Yeah.
Very, very sound win for Wise. It's
Absolutely.
a big program win for them. Original prediction on that one was 27-24 with Jake Corcoran, corking it out there like he's plugging wine bottles. But they had a great game. Wise had 266 pass yards, 151 rushing yards, so very sound on offense for them. Wise defense also forced 2 turnovers, which helped win this game.
Yes.
Cavs improved now to 2-1.
2-1.
And
with only one loss coming to the ETSU.
Coming to a very sound ETSU team.
Yeah.
We'll get ready to get into them here in a second. But 1-0 in conference play and ranked now 17th in Division II.
Well, I see they're playing Newberry next week.
Yeah, look ahead. They play Newberry. That is Newberry, South Carolina, this Saturday, the 28th at 7 p.m.
Thought it was a guy we went to the gym with.
Oh, Brett?
Yeah, thought it was Brett.
Old Brett. I don't know if he's got a college or not. I'll ask him.
I have to ask him about it.
I'll have to ask him about that.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Look ahead. That's going to be a tough game for them as well.
Yeah, big road match up there.
Newberry. Yeah, this
Yeah,
game is in South Carolina. So traveling on the road, a late game too. We'll see what happens.
See what happens. Hey, another big game here. Local.
Yeah.
Emory and Henry playing
Barton. Just Barton.
Just Barton.
We talked about this. Short names in the Carolinas.
Yeah, it's really weird. This game was Saturday, and it was a 1 p.m. kickoff, and big game for Emory and Henry, and they just came into this game and said, hey, it's home. We ain't going to lose at home. Won this game 34-24. 31-24, sorry.
No, they won this game 41-0.
What am I reading?
That was the prediction.
Oh, the prediction.
That was the prediction, 31-24. Just study your notes, S. Golly. It's ridiculous. I swear. I send the notes and doesn't even study them. Golly.
I don't care.
Yeah, but Emory came into play. Wasn't even a close game. They dominated 41-0. Shout out to Seth Stanley for always keeping us on our toes with Emory.
Yep. Sorry, Seth. I'm not getting the post out there in time.
Emory improves to 3-0 on the season. They had 221 rush yards, 315 passing yards, and Barton's only 57 rush yards and 92 passing yards. So under 100 on both.
Oh, man.
Passing and rushing.
Defense showed out.
Sounds like defense came to play. A look ahead, Emory now faces Limestone at Limestone this Saturday at 4 p.m. So they will be traveling on their first road game against conference play. But
Hey, man.
Conference play 3-0.
Yeah, I like it. Emory moved. Hey, and don't forget, Emory just moved up to D2, and they're making a statement here.
Yeah, very sound.
Yeah, loving it. Loving what's going on. We might have to go over and catch a game at Emory just to catch one.
Why not, man?
Maybe bring Seth along.
Tickets aren't bad. He'll be there, probably. Old alumni.
I hope he is.
He probably will be.
He is. I'm interviewing him.
You going to interview him? Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Long Snapper himself.
Seth Stanley, everybody.
Seth Stanley.
Yes. All right, man. Another big game here locally. We have Bluefield University, go Dewey Lusk, versus Campbellsville, Kentucky.
Yeah, Campbellsville. Campbellsville came to play, man.
The
original prediction on this one, mine was I had Campbellsville dominating 42-14.
Yep. I went with Dewey Lusk.
The spread was up there. Hess did pick Bluefield for a miracle upset. Yeah. But Campbellsville puts up 69 on the Rams. 69-37. What blows my mind, though, yards were close in this game, but the score didn't indicate that. Bluefield had 387 total yards, and Campbellsville had 444.
Jeez.
So it's closer than you think, but the score there didn't shut out the same. So I think turnovers really hurt them. Probably possession on field and stuff like that. So that was a big key thing. Bluefield now falls to 1-3 on the season, and Campbellsville improves to 4-0. Campbellsville looked pretty tough.
Campbellsville did look tough. I mean, Bluefield, they're young. They're trying to build something up there, and you're going to take your bumps in the road. You're going to take your knocks on the head, and this is just one of those things. Hey, guys, we're trying to learn. We're trying to learn.
Bumps in the road, knocks on the head. Yeah,
but you got to look at it too. You got to look at it too. If I'm the coach there, I'm looking at them. Hey, we knew kind of coming in where we stood. We're a great team. We're building something. When you lose like this, and you lose the teams that you see that are fundamentally sound and doing what they got to do to win, that's where we want to be. Like, you reach for that, but you remember these losses, and then next year you try to, improve on that.
Yeah, I think with Bluefield, they're just kind of playing kind of bland at the moment.
Bland.
So they need to pick it up. They're not really playing sound like you just mentioned with Campbellsville, and it's got to get better. I mean, a look ahead for Bluefield, they will face another tough challenge this Saturday, the 28th, against number 5 ranked Bethel University at Mitchell Stadium. So it is a home game.
Yeah, this is a home game, and I would like to shout out to Bluefield University on this one. They did reach out to us. They wanted me and you to do the commentary for this game, but it just ain't going to work out for us due to scheduling with Bryce's football games and stuff you got to do. But we do appreciate them reaching out to us to announce. We're still open to an invite to announce any other games. So if any more come out and you guys listen up there, send them our way because we'd love to come up there and announce the game. I think we'll
try to work out the schedules to where it can align, and maybe we can get one in there. That's something Hess and I have definitely wanted to do for some time. So if y'all know anywhere that's needing some commentating on games, leave it in the chat, comment.
Send us a message on Facebook.
We'd love to do it. So ETSU versus Elon.
Yes.
This was a big game for the Bucks again.
Big game.
Our original prediction on this one, we both picked the Bucks because we're not going to pick against the Bucks. I made the mistake of picking against them in the North Dakota State, which it was a close game. But I'm not going to pick against local again. So 35-31 was our original prediction. They were better. They won 34-14 over Elon. An absolutely sound, dominating win. Bucks now improved to 2-2 on the season. Jalen King had another stellar game, 17-28, 233 yards. And Bryson Irby, man. This
tearing
guy.
It up, man.
Dominance on the run game. 16 carries, 96 yards, and 1 touchdown. So they're still dominating on the run game. The defense came to play. They held Elon again to 14 points. I think ETSU is a lot tougher than people were projecting at the beginning of the season. I
do too. I think Coach Lamb's doing down there right now. He's really unifying that team and saying, "Hey, we're talented." A lot of people wrote us off this year coming into the season. Brand new coach, little struggles last year. Lost some players from last year. Lost some kids to transfer. I think there was a kicker last night. One of them games that was kicking for ETSU's kicker. You all got one of ETSU's players. I mean, they lost some people last year to the draft and transfer portal. And they're putting it together down there. They're a good team, and I think they're a sleeper in that division. If they make the playoffs, man, watch out for ETSU. Playoffs.
Yeah, look ahead for ETSU. They will play Citadel at Citadel this Saturday at 2 p.m. Another road game.
That's South Carolina, too.
South Carolina Citadel. Yep.
Well,
nice little stadium down there.
Very nice little campus down there. It's military school.
Nice. It is. Yes, very nice. Gonna be a tough game.
But hey, go Bucks.
Go Bucks, baby.
That's
We'll
right.
get those predictions, guys. Again, we'll be live Thursday morning at 6 a.m. So
We're going live Thursday morning?
Or not live, sorry. We're doing a record and another episode.
Hold on, let me take off
that's not the surprise. We might have a surprise for Saturday, next Saturday,
maybe.
28th.
Who knows?
We shall see.
Maybe we won't.
Maybe we won't. Maybe we will. Y'all have to stay tuned. Listen
That's right.
in.
That's right.
Man, you ready to get into the big one?
This is game of the week right here, man.
Game of the week. This was a great game.
This is a great game. We were out there. We were in it.
We were in this game. We was down in Norman,
yeah,
Oklahoma.
You got that right.
Man.
No, we really wasn't in Norman, but it felt like we was.
Felt like I was there. I really did. I was there in kindred spirits.
That's right.
What a game, man. This was the reunion for Josh Heupel. We went over that.
This game wasn't about him.
It wasn't about him, is what he said. But if you watch those emotional interviews after the game, I mean, he really felt that one. And his players came, they had a little bit of edge on them just for their coach, which you love to see.
Yeah.
Please go watch those interviews. Even if you don't like Tennessee, you got to respect what Josh Heupel said, and even after the game, it'll make you want to run through a brick wall. So maybe Butch Jones going to be building brick by brick, and then Josh Heupel's speech going to let them players run through those bricks.
Yeah. So hold on to Butch, ain't you? You forget Jeremy Pruitt.
I try to forget that time.
Yeah, I get it. Hey, man, let's talk about this game. This was a great game. This was my kind of football right here. This was my kind of game.
Stop of football. This was straight defense, man. Dominating on both sides of the ball. Balls escape. This is the first SEC loss for the Oklahoma Sooners. This is the first SEC play, so 0-1 in the SEC so far. Balls escape with a 25-15. Covered the spread. Spread was down to 7 or 6.5, something like that when I looked. So they did cover the spread on that one on the road in Norman. What are you looking at your hands for?
I got some black ink on my hands, and I don't have a pen anywhere. I don't know. Some weird things happening there in this pod. You fumbled to start off, and now there's ink randomly popping up all over my.
I guess some Sooners don't appreciate you talking about them like that.
Well, I mean,
Boomer Sooner.
They found him a quarterback, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they did. That kid played his heart out.
You got that right. He played with everything he had in that game. But I just want to, I know you got some stuff here you want to talk about. But on my take of this game, I said it. I've been saying it all year. I love Nico, but I don't want to talk about Nico. Everybody talks about Nico.
Nico played good for a freshman on the road.
Again, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, but he did.
I want to talk about, and I want to get you to admit that Tennessee is a defensive team.
Okay, Saturday night they did look like a defensive team.
I think you're going.
I mean, they went 19 quarters without a touchdown, dating back to last season. No, it was 19 quarters.
Oh, it was, yeah, because it would have been 20.
We gave up that touchdown. Yeah, would have been 20 if we could have just held on just a little bit longer.
Yeah, about didn't give up a touchdown, though. You about killed the quarterback twice.
About killed him twice. Boo Carter. He did take out some players that game.
He did. Love Boo.
He almost took out 3 players. He took out
that
2.
front four, though, dude, y'all got James with Pierce leading it, and Pierce getting double-teamed, and then he just – But I like
Pierce was still making he was still making problems.
It was my biggest thing, though, with that is the first 3 games of the year, Pierce didn't do much. You both kind of talked about it. We touched on that. But I kept saying, hey, he's getting double-teamed. Well, you know what? Tim Banks took a page out of the Coach Daryl Taylor coaching book. I think he called him this week and said, hey, how am I going to get my ends free here? How am I going to get my stud end free? And he brought him in on a sweeping pinch, brought him in, busting on the inside. Instead of going around the end, he was coming around the defensive tackle slot, and he was disrupting that center and blowing it up the middle, which was getting your edge free for your linebackers to blitz, and that was huge. That was really huge.
Eason had a good game, too, for Tennessee. I mean,
yes.
All defense players.
Oh, yeah, whole defense
the whole defense was incredible.
Yeah, that's what you want, though.
Yeah, they look
great.
This
is SEC football. You cannot be an offensive team in the SEC.
I'm just going to say what they looked like. You're going to like this statement, but they looked like Georgia, okay?
They did.
They got the lead, and they said, hey, beat our defense.
Yeah, you shut down my offense.
Because our offense went straight slow second half. We didn't keep going with the punches. We had one deep pass there in the third. Nico connected with Brew McCoy there for the big game, but then after that we just kicked a field goal. But we went to pretty much 3 runs, two or 3 runs. We just ran the ball, just kept trying to run the clock because we was like, hey, you're not going to score on our defense.
Yeah, and here's a cool thing too.
That's pretty bold. It's very smart.
Here's my negative takes against this game, just before we dive more into it.
Sure.
Tennessee, they were the typical same Tennessee road undisciplined team with conservative play calling. But here was my thing: that defense,
penalties too.
That defense made 2 penalties, 2 penalties all game. The rest of the penalties on your offense.
Yeah,
and I mean that defense carried you all, and that's what you need in the SEC. You need a defense. That's what Tennessee's been missing. That's what teams like Texas A&M's been missing through these years when they had these real good offenses, but they didn't have that defense. Y'all got that now, and it's dangerous, man. It's real dangerous.
Yeah, I think it's very impressive what they did. This was the first road win against a top 15 school since 2006.
Who was that
for
against?
the Vols? 2006, maybe Florida, maybe?
2006.
Last time we won the Swamp?
2006.
No, it's been 20 years since we won the Swamp. Sorry.
2006. Let me look that up real fast. You continue
You
talking
look
there.
that up. It also marks the 10th win over a ranked opponent under Josh Heupel. That's pretty good.
Playing the SEC, you win, right? You won't win them ranked games.
Not before. We didn't do this there, Hesper. You got to remember.
You didn't
for
have
quite
defense.
some time. True, but you just said we did that. We did this in the SEC, but that's 10th win for Josh Heupel. Pretty nice coming from a Vols fan. It was. It's pretty nice coming.
How many wins Heupel got? He's 23-6 now as a coach.
Something like that. Yeah, he's doing very well.
And you hadn't run what? Right, so you're winning those at home. Let's see here. Maybe they're just road game. Go ahead, keep going, bud.
You keep looking that up. I was going to ask you while you're looking that up. Is this a legit win for the Vols? Because we came into this 3-0 and we watched what happened to NC State and Clemson. And I told you, before that game, I was nervous because NC State proves that they're not that great.
Yeah,
Clemson.
Yeah, I mean, you really hadn't played anybody up until this point.
Yeah, so is that a legit win?
I'm gonna say definitely it's a legit win. That's a legit win easily. I mean, Norman is not an easy place to play.
It's a road game. Yeah, game day was there. I mean,
that was Oklahoma's first.
Place was electric.
That was Oklahoma's first SEC game.
Sold out.
A lot of emotion there for Heupel. There was a lot of hate going on during that game. I mean, it was good. It was good to see. I love seeing Oklahoma come in and embracing the SEC.
Yeah, they played good.
But yeah, I mean, even if you won that game by 3, you won in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
you represented
on the road.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a great win. Yeah, sound win, best win that, in my opinion, outside of the Alabama win that you had at home. That's the best. Actually, I'm gonna say that's your best win under the Heupel era.
Wow, because it was on the road.
It was on the road in Norman. A very sound Brent Venables defense there with Oklahoma, and y'all did what you had to do to win.
Oklahoma's tough. I'll give them that. Very tough. Duval's move up in rankings.
I got your thing here.
Okay, who was that again?
Tennessee beat a top 15 team on the road for the first time since 2006 when they beat the number 10 Georgia Bulldogs 51-33 in Athens.
Wow.
Ooh, is that a prediction for later on this year?
18 years ago, man.
51-33. Can you do it again this year? In Athens, 51-33.
We'll see. We got some tough games before that. Injury's going to be a key thing here. We lost some players. Y'all have lost some players. That's going to play a role down the road.
Here's a fun little thing it says here. It says Tennessee teams in the past may not have won this game. Tennessee was in Norman 9 years ago, but got blown out. Despite the offensive struggles, the team kept responding.
Against Oklahoma.
The defense showed up and won this game while the offense continued to figure out it. It's still trying to figure out itself and figure out who Nico is going to establish as his number 1 receiver. That's what that says.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The Vols have plenty to work on, but they also have made themselves known as a potential national championship contender for this season and for years to come with the improved defense and Nico running the offense.
Yeah, I agree with that take.
That's an independent article. No free shout out.
No free shout outs.
Yep.
But yeah, do the Vols move up in rankings after this win? We see when rankings come out.
No.
You don't think they'll jump on this?
Keep them at 6.
I think they'll jump in top 5.
I keep them at 6.
I think they'll be number 5. Yeah.
Nope. I think they'll be number 1.
Nah, should be number 5. I'll be fine with number 5. Number 6.
I mean, but Ole Miss did what they had to do though against the inferior opponent.
They did. They scored. They put up 50 again
against Georgia Southern.
Yeah, Georgia Southern I think had 18 maybe.
Yeah,
and Georgia Southern's tough.
So both of y'all gave up a touchdown yesterday.
Yep. So now there's only 2 schools left.
Yep.
Which y'all will lose that this coming Saturday.
Maybe.
Yeah. Alabama will score against you all.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What if they don't?
Mark it down.
I bet they don't.
Dylan Sampson, you want to speak about the run game for Tennessee? We'll get off Tennessee here in just a second because I don't want to talk about him the whole pod. But he missed the 4 games with 100 yards by 8 yards.
Played terrible in the first half.
He did. He's only getting about a yard a carry.
But that was Oklahoma's defense. That wasn't on Sampson. They were just keying in.
They finally figured it out there. They finally started wearing them down a little bit. But shout out to Oklahoma's front 7, man. I mean, and 2, shout out to their defensive coordinator. He blitzed Nico the whole night. I mean,
but it was like I told you, they were going to make Nico win that game.
Well,
They were going to say, you're not going to run the ball. You're going to make Nico win.
Nico did have a couple nice passes that did hurt. I mean, when they scored that touchdown to go up 10-3.
Injuries hurt Oklahoma, though, in the secondary.
And then the safety, too. Safety was big. That was a big momentum swing. 12-3
defense.
Here. Yep, defense came to play, man. Love to see it. Vols improved to 4-0. Second time in 3 years under Heupel, and have a bye week this coming Saturday, so that we'll not play this Saturday, so y'all won't have to hear me talk about the Vols on Thursday before traveling on the road next Saturday against Arkansas. That'll be a tough game.
Yeah, Sam Pittman, go Dogs.
Oklahoma drops to 3-1 and travels to Auburn this Saturday to play at 3:30. Could be a game that's on the road.
I don't see Auburn doing much against that defense for Oklahoma.
I don't either.
But we'll see. You never know. It's a road game, SEC. Their first road SEC game. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. That's going to be a good game. Got some great games coming this Saturday. Yeah. If you could segment, we're going to roll off the Vols. So hopefully y'all paid attention through that. If you're any volunteer fans out there, I sure do love you.
Oh,
if you're
here's
not,
one more thing.
I still love you.
I want to ask you one question.
Yeah.
How's your punter?
Jackson Ross?
Yeah, how's he doing? How's his leg? That's the most he's punted in.
6 times, I think. What did he punt? 6 or 7 times?
9 times.
9. Wow. Okay,
9
I didn't realize it was that much. Okay, it was 6 or 7 when I last looked. Okay.
Yeah.
He had great punts. He did great. The old rugby style punt.
I just want to make sure his leg's okay. Good thing he can kick with both legs.
Yeah. Hey, we did fine. Came in there, won the game. Let's go home.
Did what you had to do, man.
Did what I had to do. If you could segment.
Okay,
we'll jump over to a new segment. Yeah, if you could.
I don't know if I could. What could I do?
If you could go back in time, Hess, if you were a time traveler and attend any college football game, which would you choose and why? You don't have to give me the year or anything. You just tell me the game. If you have the year, that'd be great. But
man, if I could go back in time.
It can be just regular season game, national championship game, playoff game.
I mean, of course, there's some games I'd love to go back and watch, like Herschel Walker run the football, Barry Sanders. I'd love to go back and watch Peyton play some college football in person. But if I could go back personally and watch any game in person,
you'd be in person. Yep.
I have two. I can't pick between these two. One is the Rose Bowl with Georgia when they played Baker Mayfield and the Sooners. That's probably the second greatest game I've ever watched in my life. That game was explosive, and the meaning, what it meant for Georgia and going on to win the national title, that was huge.
I got 2 myself.
But the other one would definitely be the 2005 national title game between USC and Texas.
Yeah,
Vince. I remember that as a child, watching Vince Young.
10.
And everybody, my buddy Brian, he was a huge USC fan. Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart. They had Lindell White at running back. They had Brian Cushing. They had, that USC was all anybody talked about. I think Reggie Bush won the Heisman that year.
Yeah.
Or I think he did. I think it was year. No, maybe Vince Young won it that year too. I can't remember. But that, just watching Vince Young lead. I thought
it was Reggie Bush. Might have been.
I know Leinart won it and then Bush won it, so I can't remember what year.
Yeah.
But that game was
insane.
That's probably the greatest game in college football history.
Yeah, that one. That was on my list. That was number 1 or number 2. But honestly, man, I have to go back to the Auburn-Alabama game.
The kick six?
The kick six, yes. When we was at Pizza Town. Shout out to Pizza Town in Lebanon. No free shout-outs, but shout out to them. That game would be electric to go to.
As a Vols fan, though, I'm surprised you didn't pick the home win against Bama. Being there.
That game would, I wish I would have went to that one. But
because the last time you would watch Bama in Tennessee was when Mark Ingram was there.
I was at Dairy Queen. I can tell you exactly where I was at. It's kind of like the Alabama-Auburn game for us. But I was at Dairy Queen coming back from a car show, watching the game on my phone with Alabama. So
wow.
Yep.
I like that.
Where I was. Yep.
That's good.
Yeah. That's some good games, man.
Yeah.
Some good games. But heavy hitters that we had this past weekend, we wanted to run through these pretty quick for you all. First one that was played last Friday on the 20th was Illinois versus Nebraska. We said this would be a great game. It was. It was an awesome game for Friday
Way
night.
to set up the weekend. Game.
I couldn't take my eyes off this one. So Illinois was an underdog coming in this one. I think they was 7.5, 8 point. Can't remember the exact spread. And wound up winning in overtime, 31-24, to take down the Cornhuskers for their first loss. Overtime was horrid for Nebraska. They looked depleted and tired. At one time it was 3rd and 42. Yeah,
it was 3rd and 42.
3rd and 42. He got sacked twice. Raul was scrambling for his life. It was just like they didn't pick up nobody, and then he ended up getting sacked. To lose the game.
The line might as well not even played that overtime.
Yeah, that was terrible. I don't know what happened. Brett Bielema came to play. Looks to have found something in the line now. We said that. Nobody picked Illinois to be here at this time of the season. I remember Penn State fans talking about the reason I'm saying Penn State. You'll see here in a second, but I remember them talking about the night game at Penn State would be against Illinois, and they said that would be an easy win. That was at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, well,
Not so fast.
Yeah, not so fast.
Yeah, I'm going to do a little Lee Corso. Not so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason I say that, Illinois does face Penn State this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. This will be a game.
This will be an incredible football game.
Yeah, this is at Penn State.
Be the wideout.
Going to be a wideout. Cannot wait to watch this one as well. It's going to be great. Both QBs, though, before I jump, Raul and Altmaier came to play. Altmaier was 21 for 27, 215 yards, and 4 touchdowns, no turnovers. That's key right there.
Yeah.
Raul, still a great game for him, 24 for 35, 297 yards, 3 touchdowns, and just 1 pick.
He had a fumble, too, didn't he?
He had a fumble, yeah. But it is what it is. I mean, but hats off to both these teams. They both sound. They're both, in my opinion, they both deserve to be in the top 25. I think Nebraska will drop out of the top 25 just because it is a loss.
Yeah.
But Nebraska really does have the chance to run the table the rest of the season.
Absolutely. So, I mean, we looked at Illinois' schedule. They get through this Penn State game. They got Oregon coming up at Oregon.
Yeah.
But other than those 2 games, there's a chance here. You might be looking like Ohio State versus Illinois in a Big Ten championship.
Those defenses really surprised me.
Yeah.
Nebraska will now face Purdue. I expect a blowout as well in this one. I think Nebraska wins sound on that one. That's this Saturday as well.
I like to say I called this one, though.
You did.
My gut.
You had a gut feeling.
Yeah.
I didn't want to pick against the Cornhuskers. I won't.
I didn't either.
I just won't pick against them. So, yeah. Great game.
Man. Great game. Way to kick it off this week to start off Friday night with a good game. You don't see many Friday night games be that good.
We got a big Friday night one we'll touch on here coming up this Friday before this episode ends. I can't wait to talk about this one
That'll be a
coming
good
up.
one.
This will be a good one. But let's move on to the next game, Utah versus Oklahoma State. Man, Utah opened up as a 2.5 favorite. These analysts must know what's going on. These betting analysts, I tell you. Barely covered. 22-19 was the final, so 3-point spread. I picked OK State. They let me down again in this one. Don't know what's going on right there for Ollie Gordon.
No, I have no idea. I think my opinion is he might be the only player on that team that's worth, defending.
I don't know what's going on. Alan Bowman didn't play bad.
No.
I mean, can't say anything bad there. They're definitely more of a pass-dominant team right now, which is weird because last season was exact opposite. But he only had 42 yards on 11 carries. My question to you, Hess, is this a bounce-back year for Gordon? Is he dropping draft? Should he went to the draft?
Yes and no.
I mean, that offensive line really hasn't helped. Let's just be honest.
There's no run game there. There's no holes for him to run through. He's out there. You watch him run, he's literally almost at the time he gets the handoff, he's at the point of contact.
Yeah, there's no time to open up.
With that said, Ollie Gordon did lead NCAA last year with runs after contact, so yards after contact. So, I mean, I don't know. I think the offensive line lost a lot last year, and that run game's not there, and they're kind of they're trying to get back to the Oklahoma State of like recent years where they've been big on the pass game, but on the flip side, they don't have many wide receivers.
Yeah.
They don't have that Blackman. They don't have that.
It's a weird season for Gundy.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State's really, I don't know. I had them, kind of favored to win the Big 12, but now I'm definitely taking that off the table.
I mean, maybe he was hinting at something at that press conference. Maybe he's going to quit, retire, and start working HVAC and work on compressors.
He could work on compressors. He might have better luck, these past couple games and who he's got coming up. But shout out to Isaac Wilson for Utah, man, coming up in there for Cam Rising. Cam Rising did not play. He was supposed to play.
Yep.
He ended up playing very well. He did what he's supposed to. He put 22 on the board. So, yeah, Utah improves to 4-0. OK State. Oklahoma State drops to 3-1. Is Utah the real deal?
I mean, it's Utah, man. I mean, every conference they've been in, they've been the top dog. I mean, even when they joined the Pac-12, when the Pac-12 was Oregon, USC, they found a way to be up there. Their defense is always good every year. Fun fact here about Cam Rising. Arch Manning was 7 years old when Cam Rising signed with Texas.
Really?
Yeah, Cam Rising was going to Texas. He was actually there, and then he transferred out.
How old is Rising now? 24? 24, okay. Mm-hmm. So Arch is,
There's a picture that shows Arch when he was there at a Texas football camp, and Cam Rising was there in the Texas uniform, and Arch was like a little kid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, we know about Arch Manning now. My gosh.
Yeah.
So look ahead for these teams. Utah, we speak it on Utah. They got Arizona this Saturday at 10:15, late one. That's at Utah.
No, at Utah? That's a tough place to play right there.
Yeah.
Tough place to play.
Yeah, they got it at home. So I'm going to tell you all that one right now. Pick Utah.
That's the real you right there.
Yeah, Noah Fajita will not be he'll not be sizzling in this one. I'll just go ahead and say it. OK State got another tough one.
On
Go on the road to
Kansas
face
State.
Kansas State.
Oof.
Look for Oklahoma State to drop to 3-2. Going to go ahead and call that one as well.
Yeah, I love Avery Johnson in Kansas State.
Avery Johnson going to go over 300 in this one.
He's young. He's another one of them young quarterbacks. There's a lot
nice
of young quarterbacks. Love his hair.
Got nice hair. 300.
Yep.
That's what I need from Johnson.
All right, I like it. Got another big game we had. It went on. Kicked off at 3:30. This was in Ann Arbor, Michigan. USC, number 11 USC versus number 18 Michigan. USC entered as a 5.5-point favorite, and the over/under was set at 46.5.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you took the over and picked Michigan. Unlike us, because we both picked USC.
I'll never pick Michigan.
Trojans, man.
Shout out to all my Wolverine fans.
They'll let you down. Trojans will let you down. Trojans will let you down in life, and Trojans will let you down on the football field.
That they will.
They will.
You got to plug in holes, man. 27-24 over USC. 27-24. Lincoln Riley. Man, you had a bye week to prepare. What happened, Hess? What happened? You had a bye week. You're rolling into Ann Arbor.
I'll tell you exactly what happened. Michigan didn't have a quarterback, and they were like, oh, we're fine. And they forgot to stop the running back.
They forgot to stop the running back, Khalil Mullins. Yes. Rushed for 159 yards on 17 carries and 2 touchdowns. Absolutely dominated the run game. Michigan, still no QB. Don't matter. Orgy was 7 for 12 for 32 yards.
Yeah, man.
They have no pass game.
But
I will say something. I want to give a shout out to Michigan's defense.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
They looked very great. Their defense won that game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got to have defense to win these big games. When you play big game, big time opponents, I don't care if your offense can put up 70. You've got to have a defense that can be there when your offense is doing that. And Michigan showed out in this game. I think Michigan came in this game. I think they were embarrassed of what happened last time when they played against Texas at home.
Yeah.
And I think they came in with a chip on their shoulder. And they're like, hey, a lot of people's already writing us off. Ohio State's already, laughing at them. You ain't going to beat us. I mean, their defense,
that tells you how good Texas is, in my opinion. Miller Moss, his accuracy was a little bit down from what I'd like to see. He's 28 for 51.
Yeah.
So barely, over 50%. 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. That interception did hurt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, hats off to Michigan. I hate saying that, but hats off to them.
Yeah.
USC now 2-1. Will face Wisconsin, the Badgers. They'll go back home, so they'll be back home in the beautiful state of California at 3:30 p.m. this Saturday.
Cool. Nice. Who's Michigan got next, man?
Michigan now 2-1. Face the Golden Gophers. Minnesota. This Saturday at noon. Big noon kickoff.
Big noon kickoff. I'm going to go ahead and give you that one. That's Michigan on that one. Minnesota's way down.
Yeah, big time. I don't know what's going on there. I'm going to give you USC right now. I'm going to say USC wins that one at home.
I'll wait.
Wisconsin lost their quarterback. Don't forget, Tyler Van Dyke's out.
I know that, but Lincoln Riley struggles sometimes.
Sometimes. He's doing one. That's nothing to say. I mean, they'll still USC to drop. We'll see him drop this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't count him out yet.
Okay. We got some other games that we watched. If y'all don't know, you didn't watch it live. Me and Castle were outside. We watched this outside here at my house.
In the sunshine.
It had us a nice little setup going on, and
it was great.
We pretty much watched all these games. We had the multi-view going on with YouTube. No free shout out for YouTube TV there. But yeah, first game, you were texting about this one because you're like, oh no, this is where the worry kicked in for all the Vols fans. This is where the worry kicked
in for me. Yep.
NC State versus number 21 Clemson. This game actually is closer with this score than what this game really was. I think it was was it 35-0 at half?
It was 28-0 after the first. After the first quarter, so it might have been 35-0 at half.
I think it was. And then the final score ended up being 59-35 Clemson. I think this speaks a lot toward Georgia's defense and what they've done against Clemson, because Clemson's put up some big offensive numbers these last couple of weeks.
Klubnik looked incredible.
Yeah.
Again, that's 2 back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, they're Clemson. I think Dabo's a little pissed off down there too. I think he's trying to prove a point too, but we'll see. Is it panic time for NC State? I mean, I think so, just for the hype that came in this year, because everybody was talking about
came in preseason ranked 24th. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you picked them to win the ACC.
I did.
And I don't know.
Looking dumb now. Let me down.
Wolfpack. You know why? You know why?
Wolfpack.
Because they're a North Carolina school and they got too many syllables in their name.
They're not a Wolfpack now. They're a little dog. Little puppy.
Little pup.
Little pup.
Man. Yeah, I think hit the panic button on.
I just want to say sorry to Scotty McCreary, huge NC State fan.
Oh yeah, sorry Scotty.
Sorry Scotty.
Let me tell you this. I'm glad you said that. It's almost like that NC State offense is stuck behind a tractor.
Just stuck behind a tractor, man.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, boy.
Gosh.
No, oh boy, I love that. I'm glad you put this one in here. JMU
I did.
versus UNC, and man, they hung 70 on UNC. This
Yeah.
game final score was a lot closer than what the game really was.
Dude, they're 70-50. There's no
Yeah.
defense in this game.
None. But JMU
Is-
did pull. They didn't start. They put their second stringers in for the second half of this game. UNC kept the starters in all 4 quarters.
It tells you how good JMU is, which we
Very
called
sound.
JMU from the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
So they very well could win it again.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. I mean, they just put up 70 against UNC. My thing with this is I think UNC overlooked them.
Yeah, but you also got to think, I mean, you talked about this. They lost their quarterback at the beginning of the year to that devastating leg injury. They're still trying to figure out the quarterback in that offense because, I mean, they came in with, hey, this is the guy. There was no quarterback competition, and now you're trying to find that offense identity.
That's tough.
But on the flip side, the offense wasn't doing anything, and the defense by halftime, man, they were sucking air. I mean, they needed oxygen tanks. So, I mean, it was a lot, but devastating loss for Mac Brown and UNC here. I mean, I know we had, I think, Christopher Hunt. He commented during the live and was like, do we think Mac Brown's in the hot seat? No. I mean, maybe it got a little warm around his feet, but it is Mac Brown. UNC loves him. He's in the UNC Hall of Fame there. I mean.
He's 3-1. That's the first loss.
Yeah, 3-1.
It's fine. Shake it off. You lost by 20 to JMU. It sucks. The Dukes come in again and hurt somebody. It happens. Look ahead. ACC still wide open. We'll see what happens. I don't think it's panic time myself.
Yeah. You got another ACC matchup, or ACC school versus where is Rutgers? They're in the American. No, the Rutgers in the Big Ten. Sorry. Whew.
Big Ten now.
Yeah, forget about that.
Switching conferences. Don't worry. It's getting ready to change up again.
Yeah.
Rutgers squeaked by, man. 26-23. We didn't miss that one by much.
We didn't.
I know I was like 24-17. You had Rutgers a little bit higher. I think 35-17.
Yeah. Was
your projection. But, we said it, guys. We said Rutgers is no slouch.
Tech's honestly been my biggest disappointment this year.
Yes, I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah.
Drones was like 130 some yards, I think, passing.
Yeah, I mean, Tootin played a good game.
Tootin had a good game. He had 122 yards, so shout out to Tootin. But that's really the only 2 offensive guys they got.
Yeah,
and
this game was at Lane Stadium
yesterday on the live. I mean, can you name me a wide receiver at Tech?
No, I mean, other than you got the Gosnell brothers.
I mean, nobody's doing anything, man.
And
I don't know what's going on. Tech's defense still not Tech defense that I remember. This was definitely not Bud Foster.
No, Lord, no. Not especially in that secondary. That secondary couldn't guard a wet paper bag yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with them. I mean, Tech did come back in this one. They almost brought it back.
Yeah.
But you still lost. You lost at home too. That's a home game.
And I will say too
that lose that game.
I think it was Joe Lewis mentioning, no run defense in this game.
Yeah, nothing.
None. The defense killed Tech, and the offensive line didn't help Drones any at all. This game was at home. This was in Lane Stadium. It was a whiteout. They were pumping this whiteout out since like Sunday last week.
Yeah.
So the crowd was there. The energy was there, but I mean, it went away real fast. It's not the I like how who was former quarterback at Tech? Was it Ewers that May said, No,
not Ewers.
Who was the quarterback at Texas? He's at the Colts.
Texas.
He was at the Colts. He said, "We're back," when they beat Georgia, when we didn't play anybody in the Sugar Bowl. Who was that quarterback at Texas? Well, I'm just letting you know.
Right now. Sorry, I'm thinking of Anthony Richardson since he's at the Colts, but
after they beat, he kept saying, "Texas, we're back." Well, Tech, you're not back. So everybody, all the Tech fans are saying we're back this year. You're not back. You got another bad season. So
this is the game I want to talk about. They got a tough one here. They play Miami this Friday at Miami at 7:30. You talk about a game. I think Tech shows up. You think
so?
I think Tech shows up. I think Miami hangs 50 on them. I think it's going to be 50-14.
50-14 Miami.
Yeah.
It's a big rivalry game.
Tech shows up here. 50-14.
50-5. Tech shows up 50-14.
Yeah.
Sam Ellinger, that's who I was talking about.
Sorry, Ellinger. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. I remember him.
Yeah. He was big old quarterback, Russian quarterback there for them, and he was all cocky about Texas being back. And they wasn't back then, but Texas is back now. Neither is Tech, though. Tech's not back. Texas is back.
Tech's really let me down. Looking at their schedule, too, I know they got Miami, but they also still got Duke, who's undefeated. They got Syracuse, Boston College.
Yep.
I mean, all those teams could be losses. There's really only a couple games on their schedule that I think Tech might win. So Tech might miss a bowl game if they're not careful.
Oof.
They better get it together.
Oof.
But we know how Tech is. Tech usually plays to their opponent's level, so we might see Miami. Miami might be on upset alert.
Maybe we'll see. We'll talk more about it.
We'll talk more about it on Thursday. Y'all tune
Yep.
in. I'm just trying to get our viewers tune in on Thursday.
Gotcha. I like that.
LSU.
Yep.
Oh man, LSU versus UCLA, number 16 LSU.
Yeah.
Another road game win for them.
It was
back.
But this game was close, man. This close to the fourth quarter.
LSU found a way to pull away. They did what they were supposed to. I wouldn't say that. I would not say that. They're 34-17 over UCLA. UCLA's no slouch. This game was on the road again. LSU's finding a way to win. That's what I'm getting at. Hez. They're finding a way to win.
I'm not sold.
Don't count them out. They got a tough schedule. They got a very tough schedule. LSU's what now? 3-1. Lost opener.
Yep.
Yeah, lost opener to USC. So
this game was at
USC
home,
lose
by
to
the way.
Michigan,
This game was not on the road. This was at LSU.
Oh, was it LSU?
It was at LSU.
For some reason, I thought it was at UCLA. Sorry.
Nope.
Who's LSU got next?
LSU next on the docket. Let me see who they got.
They got a tough schedule.
They got a high potent offense in Southern Alabama.
Southern Alabama. Okay. That actually, I'm not joking about this. Southern Alabama actually is pretty tough. So
yeah, that offense is nasty.
Yeah. So
this game, their next game is on Saturday at 7:45 on SEC Network against Southern Alabama.
Interesting. I'll probably watch that one. Miami.
Yeah, boy.
Versus USF. We both said this game would probably be close for a little while. It was.
Yeah.
It was 1 point. I think it was 12-14.
Yeah.
But Cam Ward never looked back. Continued his Heisman dominance.
Had his career-long touchdown pass, 73 yards.
He did. 73-yard pass. 50-15. They walked away with this one. Second half was dominated.
And they could have been looking ahead toward Tech, and they
could have been.
They stood on business in this game.
But USF, if you recall, gave Bama some problems till the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
So USF, don't count old Alex Golish out there. Don't count him out. 50-15, I mean, sound win again. I think we'll see Miami jump in the rankings.
Yeah, I think Miami moves to the top 5.
That's a stretch. I wouldn't say top 5. I said they're right outside, 6-7.
Well, I just look at their schedule compared to teams ahead of them. They've played better opponents so far.
I'd agree with that.
Not really. They have not. They played UNL Monroe. They played Florida, and some Florida A&M.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But they do. I think they move up May to 7.
Ball State. They play Ball State too.
Ball State, yeah. Ugh. We'll see though. Big win. That was a good win for them. You did what you had to do at home. 50-15.
They're good.
Great win for Miami.
They're favorite right now in the ACC.
Yeah, they should be. There's nobody else in the ACC playing worth a dang.
Clemson.
Yeah.
Clemson's coming to play now. I don't know. See if they do.
Might have to go to that game.
While he's looking up this one, guys, we had another thriller this Saturday. Did not expect this one. Hess called it. Hess been calling all season on this one.
They do not play Clemson.
Dang. Might play
they got
ACC.
Their only ranked opponent they got left is Louisville. But Duke may be ranked by the time they play them.
Yeah, Duke's looking good, man. Malik Murphy tearing
it
up.
That'll be a big game, Duke versus Miami, because that'll be Manny Diaz, who was the former coach for Miami.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. ACC, man. ACC's still a big shakeup. We don't know what's going on at ACC.
Could be interesting.
Vandy versus Missouri. Did call this one. Hess been saying Vandy all year. He's been preaching on them. Vandy finally caught my attention. Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Overtime thriller. Vandy just needs a kicker.
Need a kicker.
Ended up losing it overtime at Missouri. This is
double
a
overtime
game for Vandy. Yeah, it was double overtime. 30-27.
Yep.
Missouri escapes the upset. That's an upset.
Yeah.
Is Missouri overranked?
That's
Struggled last week. Struggled this week. Is there something going on in Missouri?
I put them at 8.
I still leave Missouri top 10.
They're a top 10 program. They'll drop to 8.
Found a way to win.
Mm-hmm.
Got to find a way to win. And they did.
They did. Hey, good teams find a way to win, and it was like all the coaches, I think they interviewed Kevin DeBoer, and they said, hey, you play Georgia next, and they played really bad against Kentucky, and he spoke up and was like, this is the SEC. It don't matter who you play on the road, you're going to have a tough matchup. Even Nick Saban elaborated on it during game day. Any SEC game on the road is going to be tough, and, I mean, Vandy showed up.
Vandy did show up. Shout out to Pavia.
Yeah, Diego. No, remember you say Pavia. Pavia. Whatever.
Pavia.
Diego.
I like his Diaz song coming out too.
Yeah,
the trumpets.
It's really nice. Yep,
it is very nice. I like that a lot. I won't like it when we play him the last game of the season, but I like it till then.
Man, That'd be a heartbreaker, wouldn't
God, it would. Don't scare me like that.
it?
That's a long ways off.
It is.
Any changes to the top 10, Hess?
No, I think Texas stays at 1, Georgia stays at 2, Ohio State stays at 3. Ohio State stays at 3 because Bama's on a bye, so Bama stays at 4. I think Ole Miss stays at 5. I think your top 5 don't change. I say Tennessee stays at 6, so your top 6 ain't going to change. I think you start seeing changes from 7 down. Miami's going to move up. Missouri's going to drop down. Who else is up there? Penn State's up there. Oregon stays. Penn State stays. I mean, I think the only change you're going to see is Missouri drop down and Miami move up. I think those two will kind of flip.
I do think Tennessee will jump. I think they'll jump at least one spot. I'd be surprised if they don't.
We'll know. We'll know real soon.
Yeah, just based on strength of schedule so far.
Yeah,
because technically that's 2 ranked opponents. So.
Yeah, but now the rankings are different. They do based off current.
I know, but I'm just saying, if you used to look at it, when they played that sort of style, versus who Ole Miss has played. I think Ole Miss 5-6. It's flip flop.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both pretty sound. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's now 6 of 7 of the top schools are SEC.
Yeah, it is. SEC's dominating the top 10.
Yeah, they really have. That's pretty crazy to see.
Had the Hail Mary pop up there last night.
Who's leading our college pick'ems now?
I'm going to check that. Probably Trey Bunn.
Probably Trey Bunn.
I know Krista said she missed every game yesterday.
I did pretty bad again. I've been just doing terrible. Not gonna lie.
I'm gonna look real fast.
Picking them upsets, and they're just not happening.
All right. I got some guys. I got Rutgers right, Utah right, Iowa right, Tennessee right, but I missed Toledo and I missed everything else. But right now, the group, I'm in 6th place. Nice. Trey Bunn is still leading at 99.9% correct.
Sheesh.
He's 29-11 on the year. Castle Stinks moves up to number 2. Uncle Rico drops. Actually, Uncle Rico and Castle Stinks are tied at 2 and 2, or at 2nd place at 22 and 18. The Long Shot Picks is now number 4. King Ra 23 is 5. I am 6th. Krista dropped to 6. Me and her and Krista are actually tied at 6. Yeah, man, you're 9 and 12.
Me and Chris had the worst week this week.
You are 9 and 21. Yeah, the worst week this week.
King Raw, yeah.
I had 40 points. Trey Bunn scored 80. Yeah, it was a rough week for some people. But yeah, Trey Bunn's still dominating right now. He's got a 7-game lead.
7-game lead. I love to see it.
Yeah.
Hang in there, Trey. You might get 50 off Hess and I.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
But yeah, man, we appreciate you guys being a part of that. That's been really fun to keep up with. You got anything else, man, you want to throw out there?
I just want to wish everyone a wonderful week. It's a work week, so happy Monday again. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate that everybody stopping by, taking time out of their Saturday just to say hello, tell us where they're from, tell us the games, just have a little conversation with us. Again, guys, might be doing something this coming weekend, so y'all pay attention. We'll be having that on all of our social medias. Make sure you keep liking, sharing our stuff. It helps out more than you realize. We're hitting some major milestones this season. We want to keep it going. So let's keep this train going. Shout out to all you all. I love you, and thank you.
Yeah, guys, also one more thing. Shout out to the Lebanon Pioneers moving to 4-0, winning the homecoming game.
Yeah, that's huge.
Great job of you guys on the road to Richlands. If they beat Richlands this week, it'll be the first time in Lebanon history that they have won on the road at Richlands. So Go Pioneers, keep it going,
Go Pioneers.
Guys.
Come on.
And y'all have a great week. Have a good Monday, and thank you.
Thank you
for everything. So, man, that was a great pod, man. That was great.
That was good.
It was. I love it. Dude. I hope the listeners liked it.
Hey, man, you're still recording, dude.
I know. What?
Y'all still here? Y'all still listen?
I don't know. Are they?